Welcome guys! Finally, huge news! Oh, today we had the new Warriors in and it was a blast. We had the new hero Zohei. I come to this later. But for me, my personal highlight were the Orochi nerfs. But I explain now. Ziffy Slash is no longer enhanced, including on off-target opponents. This is the main issue of Orochi right now. He can literally spam people to death with unlock dodge attacks, but they're gone now. Oh, most likely. But at least they're not enhanced. That means, like Berserker, when you hit a block with your dodge attack, you immediately stop your momentum. And that's the most important thing. Otherwise, they reduce his damage, light heavy finishers, hitbox got reduced, and the forward movement also got nerfed. And chain link timing from Dust Devil to heavy finish is now 100 milliseconds longer at a minimum. It doesn't mean much, doesn't affect us at all because only a few people knew about that. Like when you kick a target in front of you, target switch to another in the right angle, you can hit with a heavy the target you stunned with a kick, you know? But oh, beautiful guys. This will put Orochi in a fair spot now. So, what else? We have also good news. Good news for Lawbringer mains, but they don't mean much. They just increased his damage slightly, and Ubisoft also mentioned they're going to rework him again by giving him a roll catcher or something else. But right now he has a unique interaction with the forward dodge, so he can, out of forward dodge, he can link into more moves, but in my opinion, they're not that really important. So I prefer to have a roll catcher, to be honest. To be honest. But these are just initial buffs to help him out a little bit. So what else? We also had slight changes to Warmonger to put her on the same level like Warden. Now you can start the bash after 100 milliseconds into the forward dodge. So you can bash slightly earlier. That helps her a lot in 1v1 or in teamfights, whatever. But small buffs, small and helpful buffs for Warmonger. Berserker, chain link timing between zone attack got slightly adjusted, I say, not nerfed, because it was relatively hard to parry the light after the zone attack. So with that, they make it more comfortable now. Like with the old timing, you had like only a few frames or maybe even one frame to parry the light attack. So incredible hard, right? So what else? Also changes. Varangian Guard. Guys, stay calm. It's a slight buff to make her GB throws more comfortable. Sometimes when you throw a target to a wall and because of her awkward timings, you didn't get the heavy punish. With these changes, it's more consistent to land heavy attacks after a war splat. That's it. So Jiangjung can now perform Z4 poise at the same timing as dodge during hit recoveries. I keep it short. As a JJ main, you know exactly when you dodge a bash attack, right? With a dodge attack. The heavy dodge is super long and it can't punish bash attacks on reaction. Like you go for the dodge attack, your enemy is going for a bash, he whiffs obviously, but the heavy attack doesn't connect because it's too lengthy. That's why they actually implemented Sifu poise into the dodge attack. So therefore you can dodge and then go immediately into the Sifu poise. This is basically the Sifu stance and the unblockable zone attack. That's it. I think these are all changes. And now we go to the path with Zohei, the new hero.
Let's just let the game speak for itself.
Of course, right?
Okay.
Goes.
So
Wait, what?
I'm old, so I can't really
Eh?
read the combat log there, but
95
I believe
damage?
it says
95 damage.
95 damage, right?
That's
So
right.
Oh my god.
My
Right.
goodness.
so
Wow! Now after the first clip, wow, everyone thinks like, wow, super broken, Imba. Nerf him now. But I'm pretty sure everyone, like most of you guys watched already other content creators, how they play the hero, but I think he has a very specific role. And is he really broken? To be honest, I don't think so. And I prepared a super small presentation for you guys. Here it is. New hero, Sohei, the damage burster. Alright guys. Here is what I think. Is Sohei busted? The short answer is probably no, but maybe. And why do I think like that? So his standard damage is below average, so he needs feats to adjust his damage on standard. And then duels becomes even more problematic. Like in duels, yes, you might get 2 GBs and the damage burst out. And it's kind of fine. But in Dominion, it is a completely different thing. In 1v1s, obviously the same thing, but try to get a GB out of a team fight, guys. And Dominion is all about team fights, it's all about ganks, it's all about anti-ganks. And to pull off a full stack is very problematic. And now you can just say, but we have level 4. With level 4 you get instant stacks. But to unlock level 4, you have first to earn some renown. You see where the problem is. Like when you lose the first team fights, it's very hard. Like it's all about snowball effect and so on. And this is where the problem starts for him. Just build around his rear damage burst. And that's it. Also, damage burst is very easy to interrupt. Like you can, even teammates can interrupt your damage burst. And when they do, you lose all stacks. Alright? This makes the hero very problematic. This is basically the Shamsel problem. You have in theory a very hard, very high damage dealing ability, but when it gets interrupted easily, it's a problem. So, mediocre team fighter. What does it mean? I watched some footage. Sadly, I don't have early access right now. I watched some footage of other content creator, and his hitbox is just okay. It's not great, which is totally fine, but he will underperform in team fights in comparison to dedicated team fighters. And you see where this leads. Like he will perform in competitive plays very lowly. He will probably underperform in competitive plays. Because you really need to win the first team fight, right? And I don't see Sohei himself to be a backcapper. And this is where I'm just split with my opinion. Like he might be great, but my feeling says he will underperform in most cases. All right. When he just shines, it's already a busted match. Like you're already leading the matchmaking. The team matchmaking was messed up. You get the idea. And I mentioned it before. His damage burst is only usable in ganks and in duels. I can see someone pulls it off in a serious team fight, in an even team fight. Like, therefore, you can only use it in ganks and in duels. So, and what else? Well, one aspect which is very important is his feats combination. And his unique feats only benefits himself. Like one feat is a damage debuff, no, a defense debuff on the target, which is nice for ganking for everyone. It's 25 damage defense reduction. This even helps in team fights. But now it starts. The level 2 is a full heal that only heals Sohei, but only when he has all stacks. And the level 3 is a damage buff to himself. And the level 4, you see, with the level 4 you can unlock all stacks. Just to get a damage burst that is interruptible. This is only usable in ganks and duels. Like, on the first sight, he looks very broken, but in my opinion, it's really not. Because, hey, when you gank someone, he's probably dead. Like in a very competent lobby, alright? Like in a 1v2, you don't need necessarily a 95 damage burst on a victim. It's just enough to perform some proper ganks and that's it. So, but yeah, the optional feats are just terrible. Maybe Arrow Strike, like I saw, the only usable feat was Arrow Strike, but it's questionable. I prefer the full heal over the Arrow Strike, to be honest. And in this makes Zohei overall in Dominion a very situational hero. Incredible situational hero. Do we need the damage burst? I cannot blame Ubisoft. It's a very interesting approach for a new hero, and I appreciate that new approach. And this is why, I mean, is he busted? Probably not. He's not busted, but maybe in some situations. And I think these some situations won't. It's complicated. Alright? But overall, I say no. He's totally fine. So, guys, that's my opinion into Zohei. But you will definitely see gameplay tomorrow. So, until then, have a good one, boys. And see you on the battlefield.